Hey my good sirs, this is Asher. This is just going to be a bit of a rant about my favourite games and why I enjoy them so much. Because it's incredibly hard for me to upload big videos and I'm running dangerously low on hard drive space. That and I don't really have the time to make proper Let's Play videos at this very moment in time, but I feel incredibly guilty about having almost constant, stream of new subscribers and being completely unable to provide any form of content to justify their subscription. Therefore, I'm just going to have a bit of a rant because I've been thinking to myself a lot lately about games instead of playing them. So I'll start with RPGs, almost, the land of the biggest budgets. Tabletop gaming is still where it's at, I think. You never get the same experience with anything digitized because it's not as flexible. Using something like the All Flesh Must Be Eaten rule set gives you the dynamism that a coded system just can't provide. Yeah, you just can't really make a RPG that would be better than a written one, pen and paper. Yeah, you can make the rule set a bit more complex and automate a lot more, make it a bit more immersive in that sense, but you still don't get the ability to do anything effectively. But if I have to choose a PC-based RPG, it would be a competition between either the Baldur's Gate series or Front Mission 3, if you'd consider Front Mission 3 an RPG. Front Mission 3 being the strategic turn-based giant robots with the story with the massive shotguns. Basically, look it up on YouTube. I'll provide some links to the trailers and stuff. It is one of the best RPGs I have ever played. It's just brilliant. The combat and the tactics involved are amazing. Baldur's Gate, obviously, because it's got one of the best stories and the system's perfect. You can't go wrong with the old Baldur's Gate games at all. Now, RTS a dying breed maybe, but still undeniably my favourite form of game ever. It's so mentally stimulating. It's unreal. My favourites obviously being Supreme Commander, one of the largest scale, most beautiful, and most cinematic RTSs of all time. It gives you headaches. It's fast-paced, it requires a lot of thought, and has incredibly deep tactics, but it's not for the faint of heart. Spring, being a remake of Total Annihilation, beautiful engine, runs on practically anything, and it's pretty much Supreme Commander, but, it's a little smaller. And the newest release, Supreme Commander 2. I'm not entirely sure what to make of this still. Undoubtedly I'll do a full review of it because it deserves it. But it's a really good game, in all honesty, but it kind of rapes a lot of the things that Supreme Commander 1 was about, which makes me incredibly sad. But more about that in possibly a future video. Not a fan of FPSs, never have been. If I have to choose any, it's Quake 3, purely because I feel it's the granddaddy. The speed and stuff, keep it interesting. But I've seen everything that an FPS can do, pretty much. Done again, and again, and again, and again, and I have seen no innovation in such a long time. It makes me so sad. And that's one of the main things everyone seems to be making right now. Take, for example, XCOM, turning into a first-person shooter. Oh, God. That's just an abomination, really. Makes me want to stab children in the eyes. Or something. I don't know. I am a massive fan of indie game development. The small budgets, the massive amounts of innovation, the frequent updates, and the good sense of communication with the developers because of the small fan base really gives an edge. Take Minecraft, for example. That is one of the best developments going on, and most excitable developments going on this year and last year. It's madness that just a single guy can make something that's so brilliant. Um, the low budget just allow them to take more risks, less are dependent on making millions of sales with, you know, making appealing to the larger audience, which quite frankly can be complete retards. Take Modern Warfare 2 for example. But yeah, Dwarf Fortress, again, obviously it's the same idea. I generally have a thing about big budget hyped titles. They are always a disappointment, regardless of how you look at them. Spore, Assassin's Creed. Ugh. The thing is, they're never anything different, and they're always just, nah. I haven't had a big budget release since probably Dragon Age, which I've really cared about, which is kind of depressing. Mainstream industry is just not interesting anymore. But there we go. That might just be because I'm hideously jaded and I've been playing games for far too long, playing far too many games. But there we go. But yeah. As for what's to come with the channel, as soon as I get these exams over, we're going to, I think, probably play some a game of Supreme Commander. Keep on with the Baldur's Gate with Mad Malekith. I know several people have been yelling at me for not updating that. Looking at you, my name is not Lily, or whoever. Also, your name is awesome, by the way. Thorn, or whatever. Anything that sounds even vaguely like Thor, or is based off Thor, generally is awesome. I mean, Norse gods kick ass, as far as it goes. Yeah, I've been watching a load of old movies recently. Really bad old movies. I've been watching the Guys with Glasses reviews. If you, I'll provide a link as well because they're really nice. And watching some of the less, you know, recommended movies for the lulz. I thought it would be funny, but after the Batman and Robin movie, I decided to give up because it was giving me horrible mental indigestion. But yeah, give it a little while and updates will become more frequent. I'm hoping to keep reviews like this, well, you know, in the future have a few more things like this, which are actually reviews. Starting with Supreme Commander 2, which I might actually get done relatively soon, depending on time, obviously. Because Supreme Commander 2 is one of my favourite games ever. Possibly, I don't know. I can't make my mind up yet. It's probably worse than Supreme Commander 1. I've played it to death, and I'm still not sure. But all I can really tell you is it is fun, and it's probably worth getting hold of. But it's the idea of accessibility and stuff, and we'll go into detail with that in a sec. Yeah, I'm at the 8 minute 34 minutes time point thing. So I will be leaving you guys now, and I hope you all have very nice days or evenings. And I do apologise again for not providing any form of content for the last infinity million years, but undoubtedly that will get solved relatively soon. Anyway, thanks guys. I'll undoubtedly speak to you later.